In today's episode of Mind the Gap, Michael explores resilience through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, the practical tools of emotional intelligence, and the insights of modern psychology. So, sit back and enjoy the conversation. Here's Michael.
Who holds the responsibility for fostering resilience in the next generation? Is it the job of parents, educators, society, or the individual themselves? It's a question that feels more pressing than ever. As we navigate a world filled with unprecedented challenges, economic uncertainty, social media pressures, and the rapid pace of change, it's clear that resilience isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. But how do we build it, and who should lead the way? At its core, resilience is adapting and recovering when life throws us off balance. The Stoics taught that it begins with a shift in perspective, accepting that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius said,
"You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength."
It's a profound idea. But translating it into practice is a lifelong task, and it doesn't happen in isolation. The Stoic foundation for resilience begins with understanding the dichotomy of control. For example, a parent may feel frustrated when their child fails to meet a goal. But Epictetus reminds us,
"It is not things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these things."
what matters is not the outcome, but how the parent and child approach the failure. This reframing teaches children to focus on effort rather than outcomes. This mindset prepares them to face life's inevitable setbacks with confidence. Parents and caregivers, therefore, are often the first architects of resilience, whether they realize it or not. How we react to challenges teaches children far more than our words ever could. But when a child faces a setback, perhaps when they didn't get picked for a team or failed a test, how we guide them in those moments matters. Do we rush to fix the problem or help them find their solution? In his work on emotional intelligence, Daniel Goleman highlights the importance of self-regulation as a cornerstone of resilience.
Emotions drive us to act, but emotional intelligence keeps us in control of our actions.
Parents can teach their children the art of resilience by modelling calm, thoughtful responses. Take, for example, the idea of natural consequences. A parent might be tempted to rush a forgotten lunch to school, but allowing the child to experience the mild discomfort of a missed meal can teach a valuable lesson about responsibility. This aligns with the Stoic principle of exposing oneself to manageable challenges to build strength for larger ones.
"Difficulties show a person what they are,"
Epictetus said. By allowing children to face minor difficulties, we equip them with the tools to handle bigger ones later in life. Exactly the same thing can be said for those that we manage at work. Schools, too, play a crucial role. Education is where many children first encounter the resilience-testing realities of competition, social dynamics, and failure. A teacher who creates an environment of psychological safety where it's okay to get things wrong can lay the groundwork for a resilient mindset. Modern psychology supports this, with research like Angela Duckworth's concept of grit emphasizing the value of perseverance and passion in the face of difficulty. Duckworth's studies of high-achieving individuals, from athletes to CEOs, highlights a common thread. They all learned to persist through failure. Consider the example of Thomas Edison. After countless efforts to invent the light bulb, he famously remarked,
"I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Edison's story reflects the essence of grit, a relentless commitment to overcoming challenges. If educators can instill this mindset in students, they're not just teaching academics, but life skills. It's not only parents and teachers who shape resilience. Society itself plays a significant role. Cultural norms, social expectations, and media messages influence how we perceive success, failure, and our capacity to endure. Social media, for instance, often presents a distorted view of reality. Just look at the pictures of Christmas trees on Instagram for the next few days. It bombards us with curated perfection, making everyday struggles feel like personal failure. As a result, many young people grow up comparing their lives to the highlight reels of others, leaving them ill-equipped to handle the messy, unfiltered realities of life. The Stoics offer a timeless remedy. Detach from external validation and focus on your internal values. Marcus Aurelius wrote,
If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment.
Resilience flourishes when we stop seeking approval from others and instead align our actions with our principles. When resilience is absent, the consequences can be profound. Without the ability to navigate life's challenges, people may turn to harmful coping mechanisms such as self-harm, substance abuse, food, and alcohol. This is not a moral failing. It's often a response to unaddressed emotional pain and a lack of tools to manage it. Emotional intelligence offers a compassionate lens for understanding these struggles. Empathy, open communication, and connection are vital in creating a lifeline for those who are overwhelmed. One powerful example of resilience building comes from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. In his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl observed that those who survived the unimaginable conditions of concentration camps often did so by finding purpose in their suffering.
When we can no longer change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves,
he wrote. Frankl's insights remind us that resilience can be cultivated through meaning, even in the face of profound adversity. Modern psychology builds on this idea by providing practical tools for developing resilience. For instance, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, teaches individuals to identify and reframe unhelpful thought patterns. A young person struggling with academic pressure might learn to replace thoughts like, "I'm a failure," with, "I didn't do well this time, but I can learn from this experience." This shift in thinking, rooted in both Stoicism and psychology, can transform setbacks into stepping stones. Building resilience also requires us to invest in self-care. It's not selfish, it's foundational. The Stoics encouraged daily reflection, asking questions like,
What did I do well today? What could I have done better?
Practices such as journaling and setting healthy boundaries can strengthen our inner resilience, enabling us to face life's challenges more clearly and calmly. Equally important is how we care for others in our orbit. Encouraging resilience in those around us doesn't mean solving their problems, but supporting them as they navigate their paths. Sometimes fostering resilience is as simple as listening without judgment, offering encouragement, or creating an environment where it's safe to struggle. Resilience doesn't thrive in isolation. It's a communal effort that connects us all. This brings me back to the title of this episode, Building Inner Strength, the Role of Parents, Teachers and Society. Resilience isn't built in isolation. It's shaped by the relationships and environments that surround us. Parents, teachers, and society each have a role in laying this foundation. Still, resilience is a shared effort, a collective responsibility. By caring for ourselves and those in our orbit, we contribute to a world where resilience isn't just a survival skill, but a shared strength that connects us all. All of these training programs where we're taught breathing exercises and to do more and manage our time are again an opportunity for us to divest the shared responsibility that we have to care for each other. As Marcus Aurelius said,
"The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way."
Let's take this to heart as we approach the holiday season. a time that, while joyful for many, often brings unrealistic expectations that can challenge our resilience. The pressure to create perfect celebrations, meet everyone's needs, and measure up to idealized images can test even the most grounded among us. After listening to this episode, take a moment to reflect on how you can manage these expectations with compassion for yourself and others. Consider one small step to build resilience this season in yourself or someone close to you. It might be setting a healthy boundary with your time, candid conversations about what truly matters, or encouraging a child to embrace imperfection as part of the holiday magic. Resilience is not something we build once and forget. It's something we cultivate moment by moment and action by action. This holiday season, let's focus on connection over perfection, on growth over comparison. Together, we can transform obstacles into opportunities for joy and strength, building a foundation that supports the next generation and ourselves. From all of us on the production team, have a resilient Christmas and mind the gap.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mind the Gap. We hope it gave you valuable insights into building resilience. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't keep it to yourself. Remember to subscribe to Mind the Gap so you never miss an episode. And if you're feeling inspired, leave us a review. It helps more people discover the podcast and join the discussion. Thanks for listening.